Well, I hope this trail is familiar to you guys. I'm so excited to be back, folks. We've been really looking forward to coming out and start working on our shelter builds again. Have some nice fun videos for you guys. So I'm expecting the videos to go back to their normal frequency, and I'm hoping to be here as often as I can from here to Christmas and then winter camping after that. We do have some changes that we've done for the channel, and as always we have Sandra behind us.
Hello.
And she doesn't need to yell for you guys to hear her because we've got new microphones. So I hope the audio comes out good. Let us know how it is. As I said, so excited to be back and I can't wait to start. We'll give you some of the plans that we have going forward for the late summer, early fall season. There's a lot to do. So some of the plans for this season, there's a lot. I don't know if we're going to get to all of it, but I have a lot planned. So we're just going to touch off quickly a little bit one by one. So first, this obviously needs a rebuild or being totally torn down.
Or put fire to.
Yeah, it's basically, this was our wood storage. It worked well, but not great. And we did get some water in. I might cheat and use a tarp there instead of just the logs and moss because it did drip through. But obviously it requires a lot of work. This is the trail to our spring. And as you guys can see, a lot of cleanup needs to be done here. So if nothing else, we'll be able to build up our firewood supplies fairly easy.
True.
So keep going down and we'll catch up with you guys once we get to the spring. There you can see down there we have our spring. There is a reservoir underneath there which this pipe is connected to, and as you guys can see we barely have a trickle. So we're gonna be digging all that up this fall and rebuilding it with a new reservoir and hopefully greatly increase the water flow, because right now you might as well just get water from there.
Smells like fire again, huh?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. It's weird with everything being so wet that there'd be fire going on.
Yeah, I saw that on the way down. It's a keeper.
Yeah.
Witch's broom.
Perfect. This has to go. We're going to be collecting it for firewood. It's fairly rotten. The only reason I'm putting this out is because this was here. This was the first thing we ever had here before we had a channel. This was our little bench. We'd have a fire in front. So unfortunately, it just can't withhold the weight anymore. Kind of sad to see it go, but it's going to clean up a nice big spot for us. So that'll be next to go.
Yeah.
All right, Sandra, you remember where this trail goes?
Yeah, but I'm not following you. Are you just gonna go look at it?
Come on. So the reason Sandra didn't want to follow me up here is because this is going to the latrine. And as you guys can see,
where is it?
Yeah, wow. As you guys cannot see, I guess. So yeah, we got a lot of cleanup work to do here.
It's worse than I remembered.
Yeah.
Is there there's no new tree that fell, is there?
It could be. This could be new because usually there may have been snow over it before though. Right around the corner here, which the fallen tree there gave more privacy, which was nice. But we need to clean this out and get rid of any dangerous ones that would be left over, such as this dead one here, for next winter, because it's not often filmed, but it's very important. We need our latrine. All right, so as we keep on walking, we have our newest site, which is nice and clean, pretty. but this is a site that we want to do some work on this year as well. We want to have a way to store our firewood because we want a lot more than that, and we want to be able to keep it nice and dry out of the snow. We are going to be incorporating the stone in that build somehow, I believe, and we might be building ourselves a nice dug-in fire pit so we can enjoy the nice winter nights out with a nice big old fire with a beautiful stone fireplace. So that's kind of a plan. We'll see how that comes through. And some of you guys might remember this, our pride and joy. There's so much fun using this thing. Once the tarp and the stove's in there, of course, and it's minus 30. Hey, thanks, Sandra. Still standing?
Yeah. No, nice. A little bit of grass there. You may have to do some mowing.
So the work that's going to be done on this particular shelter this year is we are updating the tarp that's going to go above it, and going to be leveling out the floor. So hopefully that goes through smoothly. Like I said, a lot of projects because still more to come. So what we've shown you so far, and there's a few more things that we're going to be working on. This is what we're working on today. This little A-frame shelter, which when used worked out really great for us. Unfortunately, last year we didn't get a chance to use it. Basically, I kind of figured it when I put that tarp up. I couldn't get the tarp I wanted, and unfortunately it failed. So that's partially also due to the design. So this is the shelter that's going to change the most by far. A lot of work's going to be done. First, we're going to be taking the moss off of this, off the sides, and we're going to be moving that moss to block the holes into the stone hut. So that's going to give us a lot more heat retention in that shelter. Next, underneath that, there's a whole bunch of fir boughs. That's all coming out, and that's all going to be thrown away. And the frame, we're going to move it back. We may reuse it. But the biggest difference is once the tarp is gone, we're going to be trimming up a lot with the structure, and we're going to be adding a stronger tarp. And so that combined with the new frame that we're going to have on this shelter, it should last a heck of a lot longer. It's not going to be as rustic, but I think it's going to be a lot more functional. So the moss is coming out quite well. It's a shame that the current shelter didn't last as long as I would have liked. It still actually was functional, but underneath this tarp, as you can see, there's kind of like some pointy edges, and on one side it bursts through. So when you have a wood stove in there in the winter, you don't want the water dripping in on you, so that's why we didn't use it at all last winter. But we did have a lot of good night's sleep, fun night's sleep in its current configuration. It's going to look very different once it's all said and done. Hope people aren't too disappointed, but at least we're going to be able to reuse some of the material, so we're taking that over to the other shelter. Okay, so that's one side pretty much done. Able to collect a fair amount of moss that we can reuse. Now, the stuff underneath here, that's gonna be a nightmare to deal with. But first we're gonna try to see if we can budge this frame. If we can budge the frame, it's gonna make things a lot easier, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to or not. Oh. Oh. Whew. Okay, so part of me wanted to try to reuse this frame in the new version of this shelter, because I thought there could be a way that this would actually work out pretty good in helping pull out the tarp that we're going to be putting in soon. Unfortunately, it's too heavy. it's really heavy, so we can't both lift and carry it. So we're gonna have to break it down, break it apart. There we go.
Should be okay.
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
Lift the fire. There you go. This one's nice and light.
Yeah.
Make nice firewood.
We can't close it anymore.
That one's heavier.
This one had shit stuck to it.
What?
Had shit stuck to it.
Shit stuck. Nice. Oh.
Gross.
Oh my god. Our shelter looks like it has mange.
I wonder how many nests we're gonna find.
Yeah, could be a few animals living there. This stuff looks a bit nasty. But I have to say, it was a lot denser behind than I expected it to be. So that's a big reason why this shelter was so well insulated. As soon as we would have gotten this thing hot, it would stay hot for the longest amount of time. So the idea was there. It was pretty good, but it definitely had some failings. The way the tarp at the top is there with the beams supporting small spots where too much pressure was coming down. Plus it added a whole bunch of weight to the shelter, which it's not going to be an issue going forward with the new build. So this has got to go. Ugh. Alright, that's not gonna work. Yeah, we're gonna have to deal with that.
Heavier at the top end. Just throw it far away over or something. I am not going in there.
You're not going in there?
Did you see that huge spider
yeah,
web there?
I saw it.
And the one that at the top?
Yeah.
I think even if there was like 5 bears that would show up here and I'd have to hide, I wouldn't go in there.
Is it that bad, Sandra?
Yeah.
Rod in there. Sandra's gone to bring over the moss that was covering it for the other shelter. And an opportunity. This is what I meant about having a failure of the tarp.
Is that how you did it?
Yep.
Ugh.
Oh, it's not fun.
No. Oh, everything fell behind you.
Did it?
Yeah.
Dang it.
Ugh.
All right, so we have both sides cleaned off. We got rid of all the moss, the spruce needles, the branches, and Lord knows what else was in there. I had hoped to take the tarp off just to kind of get an idea of what I'm looking at in terms of work going forward. But it is still holding our stove that we use in the other shelter, and we're going to have to put it back up anyway. So we're going to leave it there for now. But the next time I'm here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it down. The reason being is it's not just the sides I want to work on. I had one major concern every time we use the shelter. It wasn't a concern, but it's just a bit of a pain. The floor was never level. So that's the next time I'm here, I'm definitely working at that. So I'm going to need to take the tarp down and hope not to get stuck in a spider web. But we're going to do that next time. For tonight, we brought our tent with us. And burgers, of course. We're out here at the Bushcraft shelter. Need burgers.
Yep. We do.
Special burgers. Oh, we got.
Yeah, we got some extra stuff for them.
All right, so we're working at cleaning out our campsite here. The stakes that you see everywhere around here in a circle, it's not some kind of ritual. It's where we set up one of our winter tents that requires like 8 different anchor points. So, but it is a flat spot, so we're going to be setting up our tent here. And I'm going to clean up a bit here first. So as you guys can see, this is a wall that we had there, and of course, after a couple of years, the softwood just rots in the ground. And the brush there was at the top just to kind of deflect a little bit of rain, but now that's all died off. So that's going to be how we're going to start our fire today.
Is it?
Yeah.
You're going to use?
It looks pretty dry. So.
Well, it probably is. It's been here for a while.
How's your cheeseburger with giant portobello mushroom?
It's awesome. Yep, it's really good.
Mm.
It's nice and moist and
Yeah, it really has a nice
good
texture.
flavors.
Cooked on the fire. Sandra added some olive oil and salt and pepper on it. It works great. So good. Cooked on the open fire, of course. Sandra loves that.
Yeah, it always tastes better.
Oh, it's really great to be back here. What a gorgeous night. Not a hint of wind.
Nope, and the mosquitoes are starting to come out.
They are, yeah. Morning. Sorry, I didn't expect the next time we'd be talking to you it'd be the next morning. But we were actually in the tent by 9:30 last night. We were tuckered out. So, time to get up, make some coffee. So, Sandra cleared out the spot yesterday while I was working on the A-frame and did a gorgeous job of it. It's all nice, green, clean. So, just figured we'd have our morning coffee here. Sandra's gonna go get her cup. She should be joining me any second. I think Sandra's on her way now.
You got coffee?
Well, coffee pot. And coffee.
I have breakfast.
Yeah, we went all out today. Rice Krispie Squares.
Hearty Rice Krispie Squares for breakfast. I got jerky too.
Oh, nice. Little Sandra's made it to the cafe.
Yes.
How's your night's sleep?
It was really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah. How about you?
Slept great. I can't believe we were in bed at 9:30. That never happens to me.
Pretty boring night.
Nah, it was great. Sat by the fire. We're both tired and just felt like it was the right decision.
Yep.
And we slept till 8. So, full night's sleep. So this morning, the reason why we have the Rice Krispie Squares is we're not staying long. Basically, as soon as we're done here, we're going to pack up, tidy up a little bit, and we're going to be heading out. But wanted to kind of touch base a bit on the plans. Like I said, showed it earlier, all the little things we have. There's a whole bunch of other little projects too. We want to fix up the lean-to, have the reflective walls either expanded or moved, and that A-frame that we're working on, it's going to look significantly different. As I said, it's not going to look as rustic, but I think it's going to be cleaner, safer, and it's going to look nicer on the inside because it's going to be brighter. That's one knock we had on it, was always really dark in there. So I look forward to see how it goes through. Hey, got my little broom here. Probably cut it too short, but hopefully nothing falls on me. I did open the side here, just a little bit more light in so you guys can see a little bit more clearly. I don't know if you can see that, but something I don't want to step in. This pole here, it was never tied down, it was just held down by pressure, and of course with the weight taken off the tarp, it has dropped down. That's no big deal. And we're going to try to salvage our chimney jack. Got the stove here. Look, I don't know if the ants have started to move stuff here or what's going on, but there's all these pine needles on top. Ew. I hope they haven't built a nest inside. No, you guys probably can't see, but I can see that it's fairly clean, so if they are in there, we'll get rid of them fairly quickly. So that's why we're leaving the tarp here, is because the stove here, we want to keep it out of the elements. It's our main stove for the big shelter. But I really want to start using this one again, because I really love this little shelter. It's nice and cozy. It's really fun during a snowstorm. And also wanted to point out that the ground here is obviously not level. Way higher on the left than on the right. So I'm going to get that fixed as well. So here we have a decent sized anthill. Another smaller one being built in there. That's all going to be cleared out. Here you can kind of see a bit of the slope. That's going to require a lot of dirt to be moved. So that's one of the projects I want to try to tackle this year. Yeah, we'll see how far we get. But so we cleaned out the mess that was here, and I'm going to empty this whole thing, clean it out, and then we're going to rebuild this wall. I'm going to try to seal this up a little bit better, but this one is not a priority. But as long as we can hold some firewood there for our fire pit, that'll be handy. So that would be another job just in itself, and all cutting all that firewood and stacking it up. These were our braces for the most part. They're probably going to be turned into firewood and replace them with brand new ones. But these are the wall pieces. We put them up here a little bit, and we're going to reuse them to build up that wall. Some of these here have been there for a while. They've dried up quite a bit, and they're going to be used to rebuild the firewalls around the shelter. Here are the cross beams that were around the A-frame. Some of them are going to be repurposed for other builds. Some of them that are maybe in slightly rougher shape, they're going to be used as firewood. So nice little stack of wood there. It's pretty dry. That's going to work out good to fill out our shelter. All right, we're going. Blue jay.
Yeah, I know. Chasing my gray jays away. You should see all the yellow mushrooms in here.
These are short-red.
Yeah?
These are short-red. Short-red. These are some of the best mushrooms in the world, and there's a huge patch of them. Holy crap. Well, I have to bring some. I'm not gonna bring them all because I like to leave the patch healthy, but I mean, in perfect condition, short-red, I have to bring them. So need to unload. Don't mind.
Well, you can't do both.
Well, you don't have to. Sorry.
I'm helping.
Okay. By cutting and leaving the stem, you also encourage it to regrow.
Yeah.
So I know what these mushrooms are. Like, I've had them before. So I would never ever recommend going out and grabbing mushrooms that you saw somebody pick on a video. There's different kinds of mushrooms that are very similar that could be poisonous. I have grown up with people who knew about mushrooms and we were able to collect some. If ever you're gonna go collect mushrooms, especially for the first time, go with somebody who knows 100%. You don't take risks with mushrooms. Beauty. It's a big one here, but I'm gonna leave it.
I think something started eating the
Yeah.
stem. You want to go right in there?
Oh yeah.
There's a bunch in there.
I know, I'm going in there.
There's a bunch in here.
Yeah.
You are?
Oh yeah.
Well, you don't step on them.
Yeah. Oh, look at you. Look at you. Okay, this one's, oh, gotta bring it. Oh man, that smells so good. It's an earthy smell. Not everybody would agree it smells good. Ooh. So Sandra's actually the one who saw the patch.
I just saw a patch of yellow mushrooms. I didn't know what I was looking at.
I'm gonna leave some. I don't want to take them all, so.
I'm not into mushroom picking. I'm scared.
But these are among the most valuable mushrooms in the world. I'm not gonna sell them, but.
You know you're coming back next weekend.
They'll be gone by then.
They'll be gone by this afternoon by the look of it.
No, that's it. That's the last I'm taking. So I've left a fair few all the way around. Go get my bucket. My sister Carol would be proud. Lovely. Thanks, Sandra.
I found something.
You found gold.
Here's Mike with his happy pot of mushrooms.
Yeah, and they're delicious mushrooms. Okay, cover is what they're. Whew, a little bit out of breath. Pulling the sled uphill is a bit tough, but great old trip. We're able to kind of get an idea of what the future is going to hold for our builds. Might have to back off my plans for everything getting done, but some of the big things are going to be taken care of, and it's going to be fun to build, and I hope you guys join us for that. An added bonus, I've got my favorite mushrooms, and Sandra was here with me. A great old night. Hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to you again soon.
Bye-bye.
Come through. I hope the colors come through because it's absolutely gorgeous. Go. Those colors. So all we're gonna do is I'm gonna cook them up at a high heat with a little bit of butter. And thanks to YouTube, this is not stuff I knew, but I've never preserved one. Usually we always cooked it right away. So what I want to do is just kind of once you start heating it up, it's going to release some water. It's going to create a broth, and then I'm going to freeze that, so we'll have the broth, the butter, and the mushrooms for whenever we want to add them to a meal, which I am hoping is going to be a nice spaghetti. Let's see how it turns out. Sorry everyone, I was hoping to have butter. I forgot to pick some up, but that's what we'll have to do. During the cooking process, these will turn a brownish color. It's still gonna preserve all its flavors, but it's not gonna look as pretty. But it's more about the taste and the look. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it there, because I don't want to lose the juices. So shut that off, and I'll be transferring it to a bowl and chill it out.